Hello, I'm I'm out of breath because I've been lip syncing to Camp Rock at about 2 a.m. in my room. I'm a little bit stressed because my first ever book club discussion with my baby B is happening tomorrow, and I've still got about 90 pages left of Cat's Eye to read. So it's 2 a.m. I'm mid tidying room, not done yet, out of breath, and I've still got 90 pages to read of a book for a book club discussion that's happening tomorrow. So I thought now would be a great time to start a brand new reading vlog because I'm insane. So, as is probably obvious from everything I just said, I'm not going to linger too much with this intro, but basically, I'm just going to tell you what I'm going to be reading, and then we're going to just plop into the next clip where hopefully it's much more calm and I've done my book club discussion and I've started the books and I can just breathe a little bit. That would be nice. Oh, out of focus. Fucking brilliant. Right. Oh my god, I swore. I mean, I do that anyway, but I just realised. Right. Anyway, there they are. Those two books. The two Cassandra Clare ones. Eldest Curses, that's it. There we go. So yeah, it's pretty obvious from the title, but this is going to be a reading vlog for the two books so far in the Eldest Curses series. It could be 2 out of a million. Who knows? I don't know. Cassandra Clare just won't stop, will she? So yeah, I really enjoyed doing my Chain of Gold? Iron. Chain of Iron. Really, oh my god, this camera work. You wouldn't have thought I went to film school, would you? First class degree. Not useful, was it? Right, I can't even hold a camera. Okay, so in this chaotic reading vlog, I will be reading the two books in the Eldest Curses series because I really loved doing my Chain of Iron reading vlog back in March when that came out, and I really missed being in the Shadowhunter world, so I went and ordered those two books off a book depository and I want to read them, so that's what I'm going to be doing in this vlog, and I really hope the rest of it is not as chaotic as the beginning. But you know what, we're gonna put you into the frying pan and then take you out after. That's not the saying. Okay, I need to go. Hello again. The quality will be a bit crunchy because I'm filming on my phone. I cannot be bothered to get my camera out and focus it, and it's not a day for that. I did promise that the next clip in this vlog would be a lot calmer, and on that I am delivering because it's going to be a pretty mellow weekend. I did just find out that I didn't get a job that I interviewed for, which is fine. It wasn't my dream job. It's okay. And the woman who interviewed me gave me like amazing feedback. I mean, obviously I didn't get it, but like the feedback she gave me was really, really helpful and really nice, and she really remembered a lot of the stuff that I talked about. So that was sort of like heartening. It wasn't just like a no and like without any reasons why. So it was like a positive experience that I know will be all for the best in time, but for this weekend I just feel a bit like and my mum took me out, and she could tell I was in a bit of a blur mood, so she got me some chocolates, which I've already eaten. I had a whole box of Guylians to myself. Greedy, greedy girl. And I have some other stuff, and I have donuts as well. I just, all the junk food is needed, and I'm just gonna curl up with my junk food and some books, and I've got a couple of not Zooms. I have a Zoom later on for Shannon's birthday, which is very exciting. You all know that I love Shannon from 155 Books. We do our weekly Sunday sprints. Best moment of my week. Iconic. Love them. Love her. So we're having a Zoom to celebrate her birthday, which will be very lovely. And then on Sunday we're having sprints, so it'll be a nice sort of weekend, like social, and you know, a lot of nice things to take my mind off the fact that I have to return to the job hunt imminently. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little mellow sort of self-care eating crap weekend, and I'm gonna take you along with me, so I hope you enjoy it. Sorry, the way that I've got my little cushion sort of positioned here, it looks like it's like a weird sort of humanoid being like slumping down. Anyway, I'm also a weird humanoid being slumping down. Oh my god, the lighting. Oh no, that is not what I meant to do at all. Oof. Again, crunchy quality because iPhone, because Anna cannot be bothered to gather up her last remaining remnants of energy. I thought this was going to actually be a nice reading vlog because despite the sort of mellow, well, chaotic start and then mellow shift because I was a bit sad, and then I had my sort of really chill, relaxing social weekend. I had a really nice time. I spent some time with family, I did a few Zoom calls and did a few sprints, so I feel like, it's been a nice chill time, can't complain. And now it's bank holiday as well, so I've sort of extended that into today. It's Monday, and I just had a sort of chill day as well. Saw a very cute puppy today. His name was Ben. He was a 3-month-old Old English sheepdog, and he was beautiful, and I love him so much. It's currently 6:38 p.m. in the evening time, and I just feel a bit low. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting low about the fact that I say that like tomorrow it's like back to normal, back to the job search, but it's not as if, anyone's going to make me do it. I could technically just do this all week and extend my bank holiday into the week because I'm unemployed. I don't know, I think I'm just thinking about my general life at the moment and what it looks like, and yeah, I don't know. But I really hope that my mood picks up, otherwise this reading vlog might never see the light of day because I just don't want to be whining for like 20 minutes or however long this is going to be. Anyway, so the reason I even started filming, distracted, it's 6:40 and Aoife is doing sprints at 7, so I thought that might help pick me up and just end this sort of bank holiday weekend on like a little cheerier note, because it's always nice to see friendly, familiar faces. So I'm going to carry on reading Red Scrolls of Magic, and then hopefully I get another chunk of that done during the sprints and I can do like a little update. Yeah, this reading vlog is such a mess. I honestly don't know if I'll upload this because I just feel like I've been whining the entire time. So anyway, I could just be speaking for no reason, but how would that be any different from normal? Anyway, I'm gonna jump on Aoife's sprints, read some more, and stop feeling sorry for myself in that order. So I will see you in the next clip.
Into your eyes, I see we're out of time. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess we couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. But
If you couldn't tell by the last little clip in my montage, whatever I just did, I've not edited this video yet, so I'm not really sure what format it's going to take, but basically I filmed a clip at the doctor's when I got my second vaccine, and my arm is very dead and sore to like move and lean on, but I'm grateful. I was complaining about dead arm to my partner Kieran, and then Kieran just went, well, at least you've had the vaccine. And I was like, yeah, you're so right, at least I've had the vaccine, no reason to complain, I feel great. So honestly, I couldn't tell you what date I started this reading vlog. I couldn't really tell you what date it is now, if I'm honest with you. I believe I started this vlog before I was doing the first book club thing with B, and that was our Briar Rose book club on the 30th of April, I believe, and I did the little bit of intro for this vlog before I was going to go do that. Then I found out that I didn't get the job they interviewed for. Then I had a bit of a weird week where I was just very sad. It happens. And then the mice happened. I don't know if I've mentioned it in this vlog, but I've mentioned it in other videos on my channel in the interim. We had mice, probably still have mice, but yeah, that was a situation. I've said it so many times in videos now, but basically, big deal, Dad has phobia. We just had a bit of an awful time, had to decamp to Mum's for a couple of days. We're now back. I was sleeping on the floor because Dad was in my room as well because the mice was in his room. But now I'm back in my bed and things are sort of getting back to normal. We've had pest control, so it's all looking good. And then second vaccine. So it's been a sort of eventful reading vlog in like very mundane ways. Like, you know, most vlogs are eventful if you've got like trips out and like you're seeing friends and, you know, you're going to a fairground, I don't know. But this vlog is eventful in the sense that I fell into a sadness hole and then a mouse came into my house and then I got jabbed in the arm. So eventful, but in a very underwhelming way. So I'm very grateful to you if you've made it this far in the vlog, because what is this nonsense? Like, none of my vlogs have any continuity. I guess the only continuity we have is that the two books that I read in this vlog were by the same author and in the same series. So let's just stop rambling and talk about them. So I rated both of the books 3 stars on Goodreads, which, yes, that's not the best rating in the world. I didn't hate them, but I didn't love them. And even though I gave them the same rating, I do think I enjoyed the second one more than I enjoyed the first one, but like it wasn't like significantly better to give it a 4-star rating. So the first book, The Red Scrolls of Magic, is Alec and Magnus, and they are at the very beginning of their relationship. So it takes place, I want to say, before the last couple of books in the Mortal Instruments series, maybe between, I don't know exactly where it is, I'm sorry. It's like, it runs concurrent to the Mortal Instruments series, is pretty much where it is. And they're at the very beginning of their relationship, and you know, they've had a lot of stress with saving the world that they did in Mortal Instruments series. I don't know why I did that. They did save the world. I'm not here for Alec and Magnus slander. So yes, they are going on a sort of vacation, a bit like a grand tour vibe. They're just going as a couple to sort of get to know each other better, you know, cement their relationship and just have a bit of time off from the very high stress lives that they lead. But then obviously shady business starts going down and rumours start circulating about this cult called the Crimson Hand, who is murdering fairies and murdering downworlders, and there are rumours going around that Magnus himself founded this cult, and it's a demon worshipping cult, and they worship the demon Asmodeus, who is Magnus's birth father. And Magnus has no recollection of founding this cult. He remembers making a joke about it with an old friend, Ragnar Fell, but doesn't actually remember it coming into fruition. So him and Alec basically start to investigate in an attempt to quash these rumours before the Clave come knocking at Magnus's door to imprison him for starting a cult that's murdering people. And we begin the book in Paris, and then we venture into Venice, which I enjoy. Venice is one of my favourite places in the entire world. Pre-COVID, me and Dad went every 2 years for the Venice Art Biennale that they do every 2 years, and it's just the most favoritist time. I adore Venice. I adore the culture and the art and the food. It's just one of the most magical places that I've ever been in my life, and I love books that are set there. So if you know any books that are set in Venice, please do leave them in the comments, because I will be on that like a rash. Like a rash, I will. So yeah, the book is sort of predictable in that way that, you know, we go from one place to another. So we're going from Paris to Venice to find a person who knows information, and then that person will lead us to someone else who has information, and then there'll be like a shock horror twist, and the sort of twist in this book was sort of fairly easy to latch onto. About halfway through I was like, oh, okay. And I think the biggest issue that I had with it, and it's not really a big issue, I mean, it's not a 1-star book by any means, but the problem that I was having with it, which I do have with a lot of sort of prequels and companion novels, is that the stakes weren't high, because the books were written sort of retroactively. So the Red Scrolls of Magic and the Lost Book of the White, these Eldest Curses books, sort of came out a significant amount of years after the Mortal Instruments series was already done and dusted, and the Dark Artifices, I believe. I really should look at a timeline, but if I do, my head's gonna hurt, so just have me rambling, you're gonna have to deal with it. But the problem is that none of the events from the Red Scrolls of Magic, the Eldest Curses series, I don't know if any of those are mentioned in the sort of main series, Mortal Instruments, Dark Artifices. So it has to be an interesting plot that keeps you reading, but nothing that important or life-changing can really happen because it doesn't impact the characters in the other books, if that makes sense. So it would be really weird if there was like a huge character death or a huge sort of life-changing event in the companion series, and then that just wasn't acknowledged in the sort of main series. So there is this sort of air of like inevitability, like you just know that nothing that bad is going to happen, that everything's going to be fine, there's going to be nothing that's that surprising. And I think once that's sort of settled in, it is quite hard to motivate yourself to pick up the book, because you're like, oh well, what, they're just going to be fine at the end of the day, because I know that they turn up in this other series and they don't mention anything that happened, you know. So it is sort of hard when you recognize that to sort of motivate yourself to like really get invested in the series, because you're like, what really could happen here? But the second book was an improvement, because we did have not cameos this time. So the first one has a few cameos from Aileen Penhallow and Helen Blackthorne, which I enjoy. Always enjoy a good Blackthorne moment. But the second book has not just cameos, like actual content with Jace, Clary, Simon, Isabel, all that crew. You know who they are. You've been there, I presume, if you're watching this. So they actually come along in the second book with Alec and Magnus. So the second book does follow on from the first. It sort of has a through line, obviously, because why wouldn't it? That would be weird if it didn't. And they basically have to go again on a big journey to Shanghai, the Shanghai Institute, to investigate some more of these disturbances with this new warlock who you meet in the first book, but I won't say their name because that's a spoiler. So they go and investigate this warlock who's sort of doing some evil stuff, and they go to the Shanghai Sunlit Market to investigate. And I did really enjoy sort of being in a new institute, being in a new city. I mean, that's what I love about the Shadowhunter books, is that the institute and the sort of way that the Shadowhunters work is so tied to their institute. So like the New York Institute and the LA one, they both have sort of different vibes, and also obviously the London Institute in the Infernal Devices is like Victorian and just like very kind of dark academia vibe. So it's like, I do love being in a new city. Like these books always really manage to reflect the tone and the atmosphere of like the geographical space. So I enjoyed that element of it, but again, a similar sort of issue in that you don't get the sense that anything that bad or anything that big will happen. Although the end bit, the last sort of epilogue of book 2, does sort of hint at something big happening. And I think there's going to be a third and final book to this sort of Alec and Magnus arc. And that does sort of hint at something big happening in that one. So then maybe that will get mentioned and sort of tie in more towards the main books. So I am looking forward to the third one, and I will obviously read it because I'm now 2 books in. Why would I stop? And the second one also does focus more on Alec and Magnus developing as parents, because in the first book they didn't have any children. It was at the very beginning of their relationship, and there's a 3 or 4 year sort of time gap between the first book, The Red Scrolls of Magic, and the second book, The Lost Book of the White. And in the second book, Alec and Magnus have adopted their kid, who they named Max after Alex's Alec's brother. So that was nice, you know, them going out on missions and going to save the world, but like it's a lot harder for them because they know that if anything happens to them this time, their kid is going to be left parentless. So it's not just like, yeah, we're shadow hunters, we're warlocks, we're going to go and put our lives at risk and then save the world. The stakes are higher for them because they know if they get hurt or injured, something bad happens, they're leaving a kid without parents. So they're a little bit more cautious, and that's sort of a conflict in that sense because they want to help their friends, they want to save the world, but they also want to be there for their kid. So that was really interesting, and obviously an element that you don't see in a lot of sort of YA books. But what I like about the Mortal Instruments and the Shadowhunter world is that obviously we follow these characters for so long that they've grown up and now they are sort of adults and learning how to be a reckless sort of demon slayer while also just juggling being a real person in the real world with real responsibilities, and I really enjoy that. So like I say, definitely enjoyed the second book more than the first one. The first one was sort of meandering and I wasn't sure that anything that big would happen. Same sort of with the second one, but there is more of a sort of development in the second book, and there is more of a building towards a bigger, more serious plot line. And I did enjoy seeing some other characters play a more pivotal role in the second book. So yeah, I would recommend the series if you're a fan of Alec and Magnus, as obviously the series revolves around them primarily, and there are some really nice moments between them, and also moments with like cameo characters, and also just the main cast of the Mortal Instruments have quite a big part in the second book. But I wouldn't say that they're like integral important reading. Like if I was going to recommend like a book to convert someone to the Shadowhunter books, it would not be these ones. They don't really work on their own in a way that I think other series do. So like I feel like I could recommend that someone start with the Dark Artifices, Lady Midnight, or just start with the Infernal Devices, because those two series very much stand on their own as series with strong characters, strong plots, and you really get invested, whereas this book doesn't stand on its own so much. You sort of need to have a pre-love for the characters for it to work for you in any way. So yeah, if you're a fan and you're in as deep as I am in the Mortal Instruments world, sure, give them a go if you feel like it, but I wouldn't say that you like must get to it immediately. You're not missing out on that much. But the third book could be a banger, so watch this space. I will let you know, as I always do with new books that I'm reading. And yeah, thanks for sticking with this vlog. My reading vlogs recently have been really weird. I think it's because like I'm just stuck in the house at the minute. You know, I've just had my second vaccine though, so maybe in 2 weeks time when I have all the antibodies, I can, you know, go outside and make some more interesting content with some more like thematic coherency, because what was this? It was just a bunch of stuff. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it to the end, I salute you, you're amazing, and I will see you very soon with another video soon. Bye.